Hey, this is Notser. We're in the Tier 6 American destroyer, Farragut. She has 6 127mm guns, 8 torpedoes, 20 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 7.3 kilometers, top speed 37.8 knots, total health 11,500. For my modules, increase main battery accuracy. For my commander, situation awareness and last stand. We are on the map, fault line. And rank season just started. Season 4. Now, you might notice something else about the video. The UI is really small. It is. This is in 1440p, originally recorded. Now, obviously, you can watch it in whatever you want, due to the power of YouTube. And I love that about YouTube, but hopefully, because it was recorded in 1440p, everything should look a little bit crisper. I've had a 1440p monitor for a while now, but I've been so apprehensive to switch over. Part of that was the UI. In World of Warships, it's not a big issue in something like Overwatch that has perfect scaling UI. But in wargaming products, for whatever reason, the UI does not scale as well as it should. In fact, it doesn't scale at all. So 4K, good luck playing this game at 4K and having any awareness whatsoever on the minimap or the guns that have been taken out. It's microscopic. But at 1440p, I can still make out everything. I can still use the binoculars effectively, and that's what we're doing. Now, we chose a destroyer for ranked play because, honestly, a destroyer, in my opinion, has the highest win rate in ranked battles. It's just because you can dictate so much, and we dictated a torpedo into the enemy destroyer. We also gunned a little bit, forced him to basically stop, sent the torpedoes, hoping that he wouldn't have a good angle, and of course he didn't. So 1 enemy destroyer down, 2 more to go. They are my mortal enemies. Even if I was in a battleship, I would be like, you know what? Let's kill some destroyers. So this enemy Farragut, my counterpart, comes around the corner and we're engaging. Now, my Farragut game that I posted probably a week ago at this point, you know, everything flies, but that was from my press account. This is on my account. That's why the captain is subpar. That's why the modules are dirt cheap. I didn't invest anything into this. All I was trying to do is get to the tier 7 bracket, which you'll see. I have 2 videos for ranked because these matches go really fast, like the Nicholas. And it's pretty awesome because it gives you about the same reward for a match that takes twice as long. So if you want to play the game, if you're working through tiers 5, 6, and 7, you should really consider ranked play. Now, you might say, oh man, I don't know, Notser. I don't know if that's for me. I'm telling you, players are more interested in working together. It's a shorter game. It'll allow you to really work out the dynamics between all the classes. You won't be overwhelmed into a scenario where you're just outgunned and you just can't possibly engage them because maybe that's a 2 or 3 tier spread. It's only 2 tiers total. This is tier 5 and 6 fighting against each other. So the power is a lot more comparable. You get a ton of single flags, and I do mean a ton of signal flags. I mean, I've already earned like 60, 70 per flag. That's per flag. It's just awesome. Plus you get camo. Plus, if you're really lucky, you can get access to a pirate flag. And who doesn't want a pirate flag, really? Now, enemy Molotov. He's out in the open. Remember, the Molotov doesn't have good armor, so anytime he's taking damage, he's taking a lot of damage. I tried, or attempted, to send my torpedoes, but obviously you could see there was a giant island in the way. The guns, however, work just fine. It's a US destroyer. And I really enjoyed this. I feel like I have huge power over pretty much all the game in a ranked match because the enemies are aware of the objectives. They play the objectives. They're not some selfish destroyer that completely avoids it. I mean, ranked play, or at least how players perceive the game, is exactly how random should be. You don't want to just go off into your own corner and do your own thing. That's not fun for anyone, except maybe you or the person who's doing it. I doubt that my viewers, and I've run into a lot of you, I really enjoy playing against you, playing with you, especially in ranked. But I'm sure my viewers, they're not going to make the same mistakes that they see in these videos, and that's partly why I make the videos. I've made a lot of critical mistakes over the year and a half. Hopefully you don't repeat. However, I will say there's one issue that I continuously repeat, and that is running into a perfectly isolated torpedo when I bow on towards it. For whatever reason, I have hit more torpedoes on my nose in the last week than I can't even remember hitting these many torpedoes. So we got 2 bases to their 0. They only got 3 ships left. This Congo was coming around the island. I was going to get in position to send my torpedoes. I'm using the island as sort of a screen or a pick to block the enemies. You should really consider doing that as well. It really helps out. Limit the number of players that can engage you. And the Congo died to the Anshan's torpedoes. He was rocking a lot of flags, though. Did you see that? He probably had, what, 6 or 7 different types of flags on his ship. He came to play. And good for him, obviously. You want to treat ranked very seriously, but you don't want to get so stressed out that you don't play ranked, because a lot of the ranks you can't drop. If you have the best performance on the enemy team, you will not lose a star at all. And it's a lot easier to be the top dog in a 7-man team than a 12-man team, of course, right? That's almost twice as many players that you have to compete against. So really do consider playing ranked. If you had a bad experience a season or 2 ago, maybe this will work out better. Maybe the tactics that you've learned through my channel and other channels and forums and what have you will help you out. It certainly doesn't take a masterclass to play ranked and to be effective. You just have to be a team player. And these 2 guys, don't kill us! Just let us leave the game, and I want to kill them, obviously. You need glory in order to be victorious. Otherwise, it's just another game. It's just another queue, you know. Who cares, right? Who cares? The Fuso moving away. He's got big troubles in the form of a torpedo incoming. I set him on fire. I'm just hoping for a little bit of damage. There's no way I can actually kill this guy. Unless, of course, he somehow drops just below 1,000 hit points. We get a salvo. Yep, here they come. He's got the underwater missiles, and one smacks into him, and enemy Fuso taken out. The game is ours, and I think we only lost 1. And this was early on. I think this was the first game or the second game that I queued into. The rewards are great. Now, I didn't hover over it. We got 300,000 credits, 3 kills, 2 assists in capture, 1,927 base XP in a 10-minute match. This is 10 minutes. That's how fast rank goes. We did only 40,000 points of damage. Not a lot, but enough, right? Take out those destroyers, you feel really great. This is, however, is not the only game because it is so short. So this next game, we're in the next bracket with the tiers 6 and 7. This is the tier 7 premium Polish destroyer, Błyskawica. It has 7 120mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 17 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 7.5 kilometers, top speed 39 knots, total health 15,500. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift. For my commander, situation awareness, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, last stand, and superintendent. We are on the map Land of Fire, and yeah, I really enjoy the Polish destroyer. However, I don't have a captain quite as high as I would like, and we go for A. We run into the enemy team because they are also going for A, so we got to be into a brawl mode immediately. Enemy Sims shows up, pops his smoke. We engage. I pop my smoke. I pull away. I try to bait out the idea that he will engage his guns, extend the detection of his ship, and then my friendlies can follow up and do damage. That's really the goal here. I feel pretty confident that I can avoid shots by the enemy. And in doing so, we get just a little bit of an advantage over the enemy destroyers, and the destroyers are the ones who dictate the pace of the match. Don't be someone who's romanticizing about being in a battleship and killing everything. It's just not going to happen a lot of times. You really do need at least one strong destroyer on your team to protect not only your battleships, your cruisers, but also your objectives. So, on the map, last known positions, we see 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and what looks like a battleship. I run into the enemy Błyskawica, and you will see the Błyskawica a lot. It's a tier 7 match, right? That's the highest tier you can go. And he probably expects me to continue on, put myself in position in between 2 islands, and I can't really get out of it, right? And initially, I was thinking that, but then when you're in the scenario, you realize, you know what, that would be a really bad idea. Instead, I'm going to send my torpedoes against the enemy Myoko. Hopefully he doesn't change his course too much. I'm going to double back. And my plan was, maybe the enemy Sims is willing to show himself now. Because we basically know that the enemy destroyer, the Błyskawica, is going to try and catch us on the other side of the island. Because he thinks we're going to go on the other side of the island. I have not revealed myself. I am going after the Sims. And until he sees that I'm firing on the Sims, he believes I'm on another side of the map. And now the Sims is caught out in the open. Multiple friendlies can engage him and do a lot of damage. And we just need to hit our shots at this point, right? He's already lost his propulsion, but he does have last stand. You can tell. We actually hit one of the torpedoes, and it causes a flood, so that's going to force out damage control. We're taking fire from something in the rear, but we're still alive. And that's more than I can say for the enemy Sims, right? And yeah, look at the enemy destroyer. He took so long to get out from behind the island, he couldn't help his friend out at all. And we got that kill basically for free. I lost probably 2,000, 3,000 hit points. Now, I wait out the enemy fire until they can't fire anymore. Then I use damage control. And no, I don't want to run him into friendly. Nagato, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying. Okay, we're good. We're good. A smaller ship should never run into a larger ship. It is your duty to get out of their way. In real life, you would go to the bottom of the ocean, and they would be critically damaged. It would hurt them, but you would be gone. Not in this game, obviously, because that would be so terrible. Could you imagine how many team kills would occur if just running into a friendly would just wipe you out? Now, this is interesting. I initially believe that this battleship is completely overextended. Why would he go so aggressively into A? Until you notice A is being captured. The enemy battleship is nowhere near being in the capture point. Now, he will in probably 5 to 10 seconds, but I communicate that there is a destroyer capturing A. That's the only reason that the capture point started so early before the battleship could get there. And our torpedoes, they might make contact, and we are, of course, detected by the enemy Błyskawica. He has a little bit better detection, which I don't know how he's doing that. Sorcery. Looks like we're going to hit none. Are you for real? Enemy Nagato. Well, the torpedoes didn't work, but the gun system certainly can. And I'm looking for some fires. Give me some fires. Come on. Come on, burn down, baby. Friendlies can fire on his position. We've got plenty of support. We have a 2-ship advantage. It really does mean a lot. Plus, we know where the enemy destroyer is. So, all these battleships, they should just be free as a bird. They can do whatever they want. There's no threat that the torpedo boat is going to be in the north position, right? He's somewhere at A, trying to help capture. He can't be in 2 places at once. And I'm sure this Nagato wishes he could be in a different place. And I was backing up. I didn't want to run into the friendly Colorado. Admittedly, he's going to burn down. And he's not given the opportunity to even burn down. The enemy, Myoko, gets the last laugh. And the enemy, Błyskawica, because we are the hero Błyskawica, the enemy sends his torpedoes. But they are nowhere near me or the friend. Now look how close I get to sending torpedoes on the friendly. And I was fully aware that he was right there. I'm sure I just made him crap his pants because he heard a torpedo alert that close to him. But you know, if you're not making battleships and cruisers have heart attacks with your torpedoes, where's the fun, right? Where is the fun? So as we approach this destroyer. The plan was pretty simple. Send the torpedoes, of course, against the enemy cruiser, but use the island to block his line of sight and force him to be aggressive. And the enemy cruiser, he's making the worst mistake of his life. He's going directly into the torpedoes. He hasn't changed his angling, and it's perfect for my torpedoes. I'm just hoping the last little bit will catch him. We get 1 and 2, and we take him out. Great. The enemy Błyskawica directly behind the island. He can't see me. He can't stop me. I'm going to wait until the base is captured, and then I'm going to round the island and engage the enemy destroyer. And I tell myself this in the moment. Wait until you've captured the base, then show yourself. It's really important that you play the objectives in ranked. This might look like an easy win. Oh, man. Bad luck for him. He got detonated. This might look like an easy win, but it's an easy win because we've covered all the possibilities for the enemy to come back. I've been in too many battles, and I'm sure you have been in too many battles where you're up by 500 points, the enemy has absolutely no chance, and then they get 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill, 4 kill. And you're going, oh no, what has happened? And there's that one objective that you didn't capture because the game was such a blowout. You didn't want to waste the time, and that comes back, it bites you, it bit me, never again, right? So, another enemy Myoko. It's a cruiser going up against the island. I have my torpedoes, I could send them. I decide, you know what, let's pop our smoke, let's fire, and let's send the torpedoes. Perhaps he's going to make the same mistake, right? We all dream that. It's a really big dream. It's sort of like a battleship dreaming of one shot. It probably happens 5% of the time, maybe 1% of the time. You know, it's not going to happen enough to justify that dream, but we all have it, especially destroyers. We want the mega torpedo damage. But we're doing some pretty good broadside damage with our AP shells, and he is just sailing like it's not even hitting him, right? And I really like this U.S. destroyer identity, and I believe the Polish destroyer has that same identity. We miss out on the torpedo kill, and yeah, could you tell? Could you tell I was a little mad at him? I'm glad he got the kill. I am glad that the Kyiv got the torpedo kill, but I was gonna get the kill too. But the identity of having solid guns and solid torpedoes really does mesh well. It's just a perfect play style. This Colorado, I already have to play the Colorado. Now it's 1v4, and there's no way I can win the game. Ranked battles suck. That's probably what he's saying. But they don't. They don't. Yes, you're going to have terrible games, but they're so short, and the rewards are so great, you really should take a chance and try it out. And trying out AP against this was a bad idea, but we're committed now. There's only 1 point left before the game ends. Why stop? And that's how it ended. We were able to basically hold A and juke the enemies that were trying to catch us on the other side of the island, and that's what I believe helped us win the game. We earned a lot of credits, 440,000, 2 kills, 2,286 base XP. In a solid match, we did around 67,000 points of damage, which is pretty good in 11 minutes. I'm really happy with that. I hope you enjoyed seeing both of these ranked games. I hope you will try it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.